We're kicking off today's deep dive with a story that cuts to the heart of Amazon's international ambitions and what it means for investors betting on emerging market e-commerce. Amazon Now, the company's rapid grocery delivery service operating in Brazil, is seeing stronger than expected demand momentum, and an Amazon executive is pointing directly at fresh foods as the primary catalyst. This isn't a marginal data point. It's a signal that Amazon's logistics infrastructure is translating beyond its North American home turf into one of Latin America's most competitive and complex consumer markets. The broader market is leaning risk on today, with the S&P 500 up 0.87% and the Nasdaq 100 gaining 1.43%, setting a constructive backdrop for this growth narrative. An Amazon executive confirmed publicly that fresh foods are outperforming expectations within the Amazon Now platform in Brazil, driving strong demand momentum for the rapid delivery service. Wall Street had been modeling a modest penetration rate of roughly 5 to 8% of the addressable market for Amazon Now. The fresh foods acceleration is coming in ahead of that base case. The significance here is structural. Fresh groceries are notoriously difficult to deliver profitably due to spoilage, cold chain logistics, and high return rates. The fact that an Amazon executive is flagging this as a stickier than expected use case suggests unit economics are holding up better than the consensus modeled, a material positive for Amazon's international segment narrative. The deeper macro story here is about whether Amazon's legendary logistics machine, built and refined over decades in North America and Western Europe, can transplant its operating leverage into high-friction, lower-margin emerging markets. Brazil is one of the hardest tests imaginable. Fragmented infrastructure, regulatory complexity, intense local competition, and consumers who have historically been skeptical of cold chain e-commerce. Fresh foods, specifically, have the tightest delivery windows and the harshest unit economics of any grocery category. If Amazon Now is genuinely accelerating on fresh in Brazil, it validates not just a single product line. It validates the entire thesis that Amazon's fulfillment density and technology create a defensible competitive moat that is exportable across geographies. The primary beneficiary is Amazon itself, where international segment profitability has been a persistent drag on consolidated margins. Any evidence of unit economics improvement in Brazil shifts the investor narrative from cost center to growth engine. MercadoLibre is the dominant regional player and a direct competitive read-through. Amazon Now's fresh foods traction validates that the overall Latin American rapid delivery market is larger and stickier than modeled, which actually benefits MercadoLibre's own grocery push. Walmart faces indirect pressure. Walmart's e-commerce grocery positioning in Latin America could see share erosion if Amazon captures incremental fresh grocery occasions. The broader the Nasdaq 100 at 28,913 today benefits from large-cap tech momentum amplifying these positive signals. Traders need to hold three levels simultaneously. First, the 10-year Treasury yield is sitting at 4.49% today, up 0.2%, and the 4.50% threshold is the critical technical resistance. A sustained break above that level compresses growth multiples and hits Amazon's valuation harder than most megacaps given its reinvestment intensity. Second, the VIX is at 15.95, up 2.4% even as equities rally. That divergence is a yellow flag, suggesting options markets are pricing in more near-term uncertainty than the headline indices convey. Third, watch for Amazon's next quarterly earnings call for any incremental disclosure on Amazon Now Brazil metrics, fulfillment cost per order trends, and whether management upgrades international segment guidance. Those will be the hard numbers that confirm or deny today's executive commentary. Amazon Now's fresh foods traction in Brazil is exactly the kind of proof point that converts the international segment from a skeptic's liability into a bull's conviction trade. The executive commentary confirms the thesis is alive. Logistics density is creating a defensible moat in one of the world's toughest consumer markets. But seasoned investors know that anecdotal executive color is not the same as audited margin data. The next hard catalyst is quarterly earnings disclosure with actual Amazon International operating income figures and any cost per delivery metrics for Brazil specifically. Until those land, the trade is long Amazon on international upside optionality, with tight attention on the 10-year yield at 4.49% as the macro governor on valuation. That is the one story that matters today. Full breakdown is up. If this kind of analyst depth market coverage is what you want every single trading day, no filler, no fluff, just the stories that move your portfolio. Hit subscribe right now and tap the notification bell so you never miss a breakdown. We cover every major market catalyst, every session, before the open and after the close. The bell is right there. One tap. We'll see you tomorrow.